Hey guys, Leon Street here, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to fill your sales pipeline of coaching prospects ready to buy, even if your prices are 5 to 25K, so such that you don't have to sacrifice your life to move to 30, 40, or even 50K per month. So we're going to take a fast look in a key number of areas, and I wanted to cover this topic, and it's going to be a short video because I speak to a lot of coaches on a weekly basis, and it's one of those things, especially if you're moving from 10 to 20 or 20 to 30,000 per month, and really taking things to the next level. And what I wanted to touch on most of all is like, what can you do in terms of practicality of running your coaching business? Because there's a lot of coaching businesses that are running either as solopreneurs or small teams. You're talking anything from 2 to 5 VAs. And the importance of any business, never mind coaching business, the importance of any business to be a success, it has to run on systems, and those systems have to be operated obviously by that team. Now, if you're just a coach on your own, well, you've got to have those systems, but you're probably operating most of that with perhaps a little bit of outsourcing here and there, even if you've got like a VA who does 5 to 10 hours a week for you. But what I'm going to focus on is the practicality of what systems you need, because as you move to 30, 40, and 50K per month, the systems become the big linchpin in how you scale your business. And quite often, instead of getting caught up in the challenge of, and this is what I see so often with coaches, especially when they're at that 10K per month mark, trying to get to 20K, niche. But when you get to the 20K mark, it's more around systems and scaling what you do with the right team members and ads, and going on to your 30, 40, and 50K a month. But what I want to talk about in particular is this statistic, and it was something that was researched by HubSpot. You can probably see it on your screen right now, guys. And the statistic was, what are your company's top marketing challenges? And what they found was that the top challenge, 65%, was generating traffic and leads. So traffic and leads. So when you look at this, the challenge that most coaches are facing is the same thing, traffic and leads. But if we know that's the challenge, what is the solution? Well, first of all, what I want to touch on is I've actually got a webinar coming up tomorrow. So if you want to get answers, direct answers, this webinar is called the Leads to Clients Masterclass, and it's called the 3-step marketing method that takes coaching leads from cold to clients in less than 5 days. If you want to register for the challenge, just simply go to businessownerelevation.com/LTC-webinar. And I will be putting the link in the comments for you as well, guys. So if you do want to come along to that webinar, just let me know. But this is part of extending what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So before I go into, I guess, the real crux of everything that I'm speaking about, one of the things that I want you to bear in mind is quite often in growing your coaching business, like, who do you listen to? Who do you listen to in the marketplace? I'm going to share 3 results from clients just so you understand what I'm about to share with you in a moment, if I could get my words out, is something that you can actually trust in, because quite a lot, it's difficult, a lot that I find it's difficult to understand who to trust in the marketplace. So these results I'm going to share with you so you get some kind of idea. This is one of my clients, Ashish. She's in the health coaching niche, and she was struggling to get a business to the next level. Once she joined with my company, she was able to go to her first 5-figure month. Off the back of that, she was able to do $23,000 a month and, enjoy the success of that. Here's another of my more recent clients. This is Alston, is in the wealth space. And so he was struggling with how to increase his prices with honesty and integrity. And I find that a lot with consultants and coaches who are at this level where they're like, can I increase my price? Should I? How do I do it? So anyway, he joined, and within the first 3 months of us working together, he generated $292,000, which was about £250,000. And today his business is continuing to thrive. And this is one of my other clients, Nate. Same thing. What we did with him was we adjusted his offer, and we adjusted the market, his audience that he was putting that offer in front of. Off the back of that, we created a 50K and 100K offer, and he was able to generate $768,000 in 3 months. In actual fact, within 6 months, he took that to $1.47 million in sales. So that's my kind of intro as to why you should listen to me. But here's where I want to go next. Like what I'm about to share with you, I'm just going to zoom in just on screen. This is part of my overall method that I use in my clients, and I call it the Vortex method. And it's kind of the cornerstone of all the 2 key programs that I run, right, that help coaches to go from, pretty much 5K months to 15K months, and then coaches go from 20,000 per month and double. And the thing that I want to get to is that if you look at the middle of this diagram, you'll see that's the vortex method. But on the outer circle, the kind of reddish pinkish circle, you'll see that the biggest challenge that most coaches are facing are marketing overwhelm and how to deal with that, meaning how to understand what's going on, where to focus your energy and efforts. And then we move on to, as we go clockwise, slow lead flow. And then we get to the point where, you know, coaches are challenged by low sales confidence, meaning closing high ticket sales and understanding how to do it confidently and with integrity. And so this method, what you start to understand is that my method covers these 9 key areas of how coaches who I work with grow their business, kind of like the results I just shared with you a moment ago. So if we understand that the method to doing this is to get to a point where your marketing strategy is easy, you can get to a point where you are generating hot qualified leads and you are confidently selling. Let's dive into some of the key areas where that can have an effect on your sales pipeline. So, you know, if you've ever had a funnel or you understand the terminology around sales funnel, marketing funnel, I'm just specifically talking about pipeline. What is it that you built up in order to get you to the point where you can get clients? So let's have a look at this. And this is one of the areas I'd say, if you have a small team right now in your coaching business, you've got VAs, maybe a funnel designer, somebody who does ads, you know, whatever it is, the different admin tasks that you've got, follow-ups in DMs, right? Speaking to prospects and so on. These are the areas that you should pay attention to if you're looking to grow your revenue right now. So the first area is audience and traffic. And I say this because perhaps you're marketing on Facebook, maybe you've got a Facebook group, or you're marketing in Facebook groups, maybe you've got a Facebook page, maybe you're on LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram. Maybe you're running paid ads. Maybe you're doing things like SEO, search engine optimization, but whatever the thing is, could even be podcasting. Audience is critical for you to pay attention to. And I see this a lot where people are putting out content, but they're not paying attention to how many connections have I built up? How many followers have I increased with? And I say this because it's not about the vanity metric of just how many people can I get, because, you know, there's obviously a lot of services out there where you can literally buy thousands, tens of thousands of followers. But what you're looking for is how many followers are you growing by, you know, especially in these places like Facebook, LinkedIn, where you've got meaningful people who you're connecting with, meaning more qualified audience. And one of the things I'd be saying to you is that week on week, what you should be looking at and tracking is how much is your audience growing by? Because if you're not tracking the growth rate of what you're doing, it's almost like having a megaphone where the volume is turned down and therefore your message can't really get out to enough people. So the first thing I'd be saying to you, for those of you who want to go on to your 20, 30, 40, 50K per month, is you've got to pay attention to your traffic. And whether you're doing this thing, you're marketing organically, or whether you're doing it through paid advertising. So you're probably, you know, running ads on places like Facebook, on Google, which is also YouTube, and places like TikTok. It's important that you pay attention to your audience growth, right? And if you are doing paid ads, you're probably going to be looking at the views that you've got on your video ads. You're going to be looking at retargeting, how big your audiences are growing, how many people are watching your videos, and how many people are then, as we step forward and move forward from audience growth, we're going to be looking at leads. So, you know, once your audience is growing, it's kind of like, well, how many leads are you getting? And again, this is a big area. If you really want to take your coaching business to the next level, you've got to pay attention to these parts of your business. Now, I'm talking literally about the key steps that are going to get you to the point where if you're paying attention and tracking the numbers in these areas, meaning your audience growth, where is your audience, you know, at the moment, which platform you're using, and then leads, how many people on those platforms can you get to raise their hand or get to click on a link, perhaps to go to an opt-in squeeze page that become somebody who's on your email list, they're opting in for something. This is again where you've got to pay attention. Now, what do I see quite often? I see coaches who are, I'm updating my offer, I'm trying a new thing on ChatGPT, I've put some new messaging together, and what's happening is they're getting busy with the message, which is cool, like understanding and knowing what kind of message to put out there. But what they're not doing, or what they're doing at the detriment of that, is they're not continuing to grow their audience. So it's kind of like if you have a car, you put fuel in, but actually you haven't taken care of the oil that runs the engine. So as you're growing your coaching business to, you know, this 20 to 50K per month level, you've got to pay attention to these moving parts. And what I say, or what I'm really getting to, is you've got to be tracking this stuff. And if you're not tracking this kind of stuff, and look, you could give this to your VA to do. Yeah, like literally a VA can update your numbers every week over a 30 to 60 minute time period, and that way at least you're tracking what's going on. So let's move forward. What's the next step and next area you need to focus on as you're growing your coaching business? It's prospects. So once you've got people raising their hand, and just to give you a quick example, like I had one client in the past week, she generated like 150 leads on Facebook. She shared the result in our client group today, and she said she collected £6,000, which is about $7,000 in cash, which is off the back of, I think, payment plans for some of the offers that she put out. But it was literally off, I think, 2 key posts. But the point I'm getting to is that if you're able to get people to raise their hands, then what happens is the natural thing is you need to move people to a point where they become a prospect, from a lead to a prospect where you're qualifying. And again, this is an area that I see companies like coaches where they're not doing the right things in terms of qualifying because they don't know what to do. Qualifying is about asking questions so you understand who you're speaking to and are they a good fit to see your offer at the time when it is, or the time is ready for you to present the offer. And that's what I've got here, qualifying and seeing your offer. So are you tracking how many people you're speaking to in perhaps DMs, or your team, your VAs are speaking to in DMs, and how many people are getting to the stage where they qualify to see your offers, right? I also get the total opposite, which is how do I just get my offer out to everybody, which is just called like pitching, right? You don't want to do that, guys. And so in growing your coaching business, make sure you're paying attention to qualifying. So you should be asking questions around, what specific criteria are you looking for from, potential prospects? Meaning, so for me, as an example, when I'm speaking to coaches, I'm saying, what type of coaching business do you run? Because that's important for me to understand what kind of business they're in. Because I don't support, for instance, e-commerce consultants, e-commerce business owners, brick and mortar type of business owners. I want to make sure I'm speaking to the right people. And then I've got other questions that we ask, which I call a this or that, which is more about a rhythm. So are you currently looking to generate more leads or sell more offers, as an example? Or do you coach one-on-one, or do you coach in groups? And so what I'm getting to is qualifying. And this is a method that I use with my clients called Confirm by Chat. Some people know it as Sell by Chat. But I've been using this now since about 2018 with how to qualify people in DMs, so my team can do it. I don't even have to do it. My team do it for me. They follow the system, follow the script. But off the back of it, we now know how many people are seeing our offers each week. So what's the next area that you need to pay attention to? Calls. Because once you've got people who are seeing your offer, and if you've got a good offer, I use this method called the NBI offer method, which stands for no-brainer irresistible offer. And it simply means that if your offer is created and presented in the right way, it should do a lot of the heavy lifting with your prospects, meaning that once I see the offer, they should be saying, hey, Leon, I'm interested. I'd like to find out a bit more about this offer. Can we jump on a call? So the next area that you need to focus if you want to fill your pipeline is how many people who see your offer are you converting to get them onto a qualifying call, sometimes known as a triage call. I call mine a super qualifier call. Sometimes you see people who offer free strategy calls or free coaching sessions, but actually what happens is they use the wrong approach. They deliver too much how to and train instead of doing this part, which is qualifying. So if you want to get better conversions with the people that you speak to, what you should have is a process that qualifies and then a process that closes the sale with the best or perfect fit prospects. So how do you do that? You can combine the two, but what I find that works best is if you have a 2-step call process. It's cool because by the time you start growing your team, and if you already have a team of like 2 to 5 people, you might have a closer or a sales appointment setter type of thing. So you might have somebody who does the qualifying for you. In that way, if you've got a 2-step process where call 1 is qualifying, call 2 is closing, you can actually give that to a team member, and then you can do perhaps the closing or vice versa, or whatever works for you in your business. What I find at the kind of 30 to 50K mark, you've probably at this level got somebody who does sales with you if you're the main salesperson as the key coach. And this works really well, especially if you just want to outsource the first part to a member in your team. I say outsource, more like delegate. So again, if you want to fill your pipeline, you should be tracking how much is your audience growing by? How many leads are you generating per week? How many prospects qualifying do you get qualified to the point where you know how many people see your offer? And then how many are you converting to qualifying phone calls and then onto closing calls? And if you're paying attention to these numbers, guys, this is where you take your coaching business to that next level. and it looks like this. See, there's something I want you to pay attention to here, and I see this quite often. If this is making sense, guys, just let me know. So let me know in the comment. And we are streaming out on a couple of places. Hey, Jay, I've just seen your comment there. Actually, I'm getting stuck in and consumed into this content. But here's the thing that I want to bring to your attention. I speak on average to about 8 to 12 coaches every week, right? And I'm not just talking about my clients. We've got clients as well, but I'm speaking like literally to prospects. But the point that I want to get you to understand is that most people want more of this. They want more clients, which is what I'm showing on the screen right here. And so if I just stop sharing for a second, they want this here, clients. Yeah. But the thing is, you can't just have clients. But if you want to get more clients, what you've got to do is actually look at what steps precede clients: sales calls, prospects, leads, and audience/traffic. So if you're in a position when you're like, I would like an extra 2, 5, or 10 clients this month, that's not where your energy and focus should lie with you and your team. Where it should be is, how many calls are we booking? How many people are we qualifying and closing? The stage before that is, how many people are we actually qualifying, perhaps in DMs, and getting to the point where they're seeing our offer? And then before that, how many leads are we generating on social media? So people responding to our posts, how many people are joining our email list, opting in for lead magnets, whether it's for webinars, guides, short videos, checklists, quizzes, whatever lead magnet that you're running. And then the stage before that is, how much is our audience growing by? Now, if you and your team are tracking this, this is where you get clients, guys, right? This is how you take things to the next level. But what I see with the businesses that are floating between that kind of 15 to 30 mark, they're not paying attention to these numbers. And there is not growth being monitored and tracked, right? So understanding what budget you've got to put in to get how many people out in terms of leads, prospects, and clients. And guys, this is where you take things to that next level. So these are some examples of clients, what I'm sharing with you on screen. So this is Denise, one of my clients. You can see she did 13K launch, 7K cash collected. This was another client here. Generated 50 leads in, I think it was 48 hours, which turned into £28,000 in sales in 30 days. This is another person who reached out to me. Look, she picked up $15,000. It's slightly off screen here, actually, so I'll probably need to share this one on screen. Let me just put this on screen. So you can see the top right, this is Kathy. She generated $15,000. Very simple. I just asked her to go back to what she was selling before and adjust her offer. A week later, $15,000. Here's another client, first £10,000 sale, and many more. Here's another one. Look, I got 75 leads in 24 hours. And this is all by paying attention to each of those stages that I shared with you a moment ago. So if you're at the stage where you'd like to make some improvement in those areas where you are growing your audience, you're generating leads, you're generating prospects, you're getting on more sales calls, I've got a couple of bonuses for you guys. I've got these lead magnets, and they're not just fluff, they're actual value. And I give free templates within these lead magnets. If you'd like some copies, you're a coach right now, perhaps you've got a small team, you're probably between like the 10 to 20K a month mark, on your way going to 30 to 50K a month and beyond, which is what I've helped a lot of clients to do. So if you'd like to get access to these guides, I can bundle them up. And I've got one called the Secret Client Magnet Guide. There's another one called How to Create an NBI Offer, so to improve your offers. And the final one is called the Confirmed by Chat Script, How to Sell in DMs with Integrity, so that you're not this pushy, sleazy type of person in people's DMs. And I never advise you to be that person who does the kind of cold DM approach. Everything that we do is about permission first. If you'd like these guys, just comment bundle below this video, wherever you see. And once I see the word bundle, my team and I will reach out to you and send you access to get these free bonuses. And they also come with a walkthrough video as well. And these are the kind of results that these methods are getting. So you can see here, Denise, £10,000, $14,000. Another client here, £10,000 in 1 day sold, which is $13,000. Another client, this was $21,000 in a month. Another client here, 100K in 4 months, 28,000 in 1 month. There's another client. And if you want a deeper dive with me, guys, tomorrow I'm running a webinar. Yeah. It takes place tomorrow, which is the 9th of March, 2 p.m. UK time, which is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for anybody else who's on American time. simply go to the link that you see on the screen, which is businessownerelevation.com/LTC-webinar, or just comment below this video with the word webinar, and I'll send you a direct message with the link to register for the webinar. I'm going to dive deeper into the little bit that you've seen today, guys, and you're going to see some actionable content, some templates, and some free extra stuff that is not on what I presented today. Also, if you're looking for a deeper dive, I do have this brand new training coming up as well that I deliver with my amazing wife that you can probably see on screen, and that's taking place next week. So we've got a few things coming up. So if you're a coach right now, you're at the 10 to 20K mark, or perhaps even at 30, 40, and you're looking to scale your business to like 100K months, the stuff that I've got for you guys is gold. So do whatever you need to do. Comment below this if you want to come to the webinar. Just comment with the word webinar. If you want the bundle, the free stuff that I offer, just comment with the word bundle. And if you want it all, just type the word all. If there's anything that you want to ask me a question about, and this is genuine, guys, if there's anything right now and you're thinking, you know what, if somebody could just give me the answer to this thing, just send me a DM, guys, wherever you're seeing this video stream. Drop me a DM, drop me a voice note, whatever you want to do, and I will respond to you personally to help you to the next step. So on that note, guys, I'm going to head off. Hope you enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. Catch you soon. Bye-bye.